Hey.
Hey everybody, welcome in.
Hey. It's good to see everybody.
Yeah,
Uh,
how's
hope
everything
everybody.
going?
We're good. We're good in Northeast Texas, and had a really beautiful day here. I think summer is here. So
I think it's safe to
uh,
say the heat is already here.
oh yeah,
uh, whoo-wee. Yesterday was hot.
yeah.
Uh,
That Texas heat has definitely moved in, and it's when we first moved to Texas. Oosh, long time ago. I won't say how many years ago. Um, if people told Jeff and me, if you don't like the weather in Texas, just wait around about 15 minutes and it'll change.
yeah.
It's the truth. And that hot weather moved in just that quick.
Wow.
Yeah, we went from, mild weather, lots of rain, and now it's a gazillion degrees, and which, that's fun. It's summertime. It's supposed to be hot in Texas.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, things are going well here. Yeah, obviously it's just me tonight. Jillian and Wyatt are off spending time with family, hanging
good.
out in Oklahoma at a cabin. So they're having a blast and having a great
Yeah.
time. Got some pictures today of Wyatt riding a pony. That then they said that
Oh,
he just giggled and laughed and thought it was the funniest thing in the
yeah.
world. So
I bet.
they're having a
On
great
his
time.
first pony ride, I hope Jillian videoed that.
Yeah, I got some good
Yeah.
pictures of it, and
Oh, that's
I think a little bit of video too. I'm sure it'll be on Facebook.
yeah.
Or I think some of the pictures and stuff are already out there.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I'll have to look.
But yeah, so yeah, I'm just hanging out at home, kind of doing my thing,
Yeah.
just trying to kind of tidy things up a little bit. There are some different projects that I'm trying to get to, like they need a bigger hole in our entertainment center, and so I
Always.
yeah, and so for
In
all
a
the
bigger
chargers.
entertainment center.
Yeah, for all the charger cables, and so I did that yesterday and did some
Yeah.
other things to be productive, but
Good deal.
also just taking some time to kind of hang out and just relax and enjoy myself too. So
Yeah. Well, good. Yeah, I got some projects done that I had been, thinking about doing and needing to do, that I just hadn't gotten to yet. So I did one big one today that I was glad to mark off the list. So.
nice. Yeah, it always feel good to check those things off.
Yeah, definitely. I've got. I thought, okay, these are. I made a list and I said this is what I'm gonna do one of these a day and make it go away. So
Yeah.
But yeah, we're talking about Epcot tonight. This is part 2 of a 5-part series on the parks. We thought we would talk about each park and why we love each park. Food, rides, attractions, just ambiance, the different features of each park, the reasons we love each park, and we do. Each park in Disney is really unique and different. All of them have a different atmosphere. All of them have, a different vibe. So we're going to discuss each one. We talked about Animal Kingdom last week, and tonight is Epcot.
Yeah, the Disney's experimental prototype city of tomorrow, Epcot. So that's if you had heard the term but didn't know the abbreviation, that's it. The experimental prototype city of tomorrow.
Right. Well, I think a lot of people, and that was one. I think a lot of people, we say Epcot all the time, but many people don't know what the letters stand for. So
Yeah,
that's what Walt named it. He did have a vision for Epcot, very much had a vision for Epcot, and it's not exactly what he envisioned. He had actually thought of an actual city where people lived.
yeah,
Which of course he was always so forward thinking, and that's kind of what he envisioned Epcot. So that's not what it turned into, but somehow I think if he were to come back today and take a look at Epcot, he would be pleased.
Yeah, I agree.
I really do.
Yeah,
really
I
do.
mean, there's so much focus, in the World Showcase on kind of humanity, and
Mhm.
then you look at the other worlds as well, with the
Right.
future world and the I guess kind of the nature world. The name escapes me right now, but but anyway, yeah, I mean, thinking basically, I mean, we all inhabit this planet,
Mhm.
and coexist, and we're all trying to watch out for the world around us. And technology continues to progress, and so
Right.
it's always shaking things up in terms of our daily lifestyles. You think about how you can go from I mean even just the existence of a smartphone is you think about you have access to more information and data than humanity up to this point ever had. So
Right. Oh yeah.
it's truly astounding. Yeah, Walt 100% visionary, very forward thinking.
Mhm.
um, Man, so yeah, I think he would be proud of what Epcot has turned into as well.
Totally.
It's obviously getting a bit of a facelift. There's
Big
uh,
time facelift.
so
Yeah.
yeah, a lot. We'll talk a little bit about that later on, but it
Well, if you
opened back.
haven't been to Epcot lately, it is Walcott.
Yeah,
It's because there are walls up everywhere in Future World.
yeah, lots of construction going on. They've got those walls up, therefore
Mhm.
it received the moniker of Walcott.
Right. And it's accurate right now.
Yeah.
It really is. If you haven't been, don't know when those will come down. I'm sure that all this COVID-19 um, debacle has slowed them down on the construction. I don't think they were actually making any progress during this
Yeah.
construction stop. So it'll be interesting to see, how much they get done before the 50th anniversary, which is in 2021.
Yeah.
Um, the park's icon, Spaceship Earth, just a little information on it. The structure was designed with the help of science fiction writer Ray Bradbury,
Oh,
who
neat.
also helped write the original storyline for the attraction, which I did not know until I did a little digging for this show, and I thought was amazing. Um, the cladding was designed so that when it rains, no water pours off the sides onto the ground. All water is connected through 1-inch gaps in the facets into a gutter system, and the water is channeled into the World Showcase Lagoon.
That is cool.
It's
Whenever I saw that in the notes for tonight, I was like, man, I had no idea. I
yeah,
mean, you look at it, and it's like growing up, I always thought, it's a giant golf ball.
right, right,
Because that's kind of what it looks like.
it is.
Whenever I was little, I mean, that's basically. I was like,
That's what it
yeah,
looks like.
it's the place with the giant golf ball. And so anyway,
It's
yeah,
it's a lot more than that.
I had no clue
Now,
that it
somebody
had a
also
function.
said,
I just
yeah,
thought it was
well,
a cool, architectural design.
right. Well, to keep, I mean, because you think about it, and it's interesting because the last time I was there, which would have been last October, I was standing in line ahead of these two sisters. And one of them was visiting Orlando, and the other one lived in Orlando. And she was telling her sister about that. She said, she said, hey, sis, oh, hey, Monarch Moments. Is that
Hey,
Garrett? Welcome in. So good to see you. Thanks for
yeah, good
joining
to
us.
see you.
She said,
Talking about
hey,
Epcot tonight.
yeah, yeah, we're talking about Epcot, which is one of my favorite parks. Epcot is my husband's favorite park.
Yeah.
But anyway, Spaceship Earth, yeah, so the lady, was talking to her sister, and she said, hey, she was telling her all this cool stuff. I was really lucky to be standing in front of them. She said, do you know why there's no water dripping off, when it rains? And her sister said, well, no, I don't. And she said, well, it's because of the gutter system that they built into Spaceship Earth. Now she said, and I had a couple of other people who were, really kind of more into the technology of Disney, said that some of that water is actually used for living with the land. It's used for irrigation, and so this said that the water is channeled into the World Showcase Lagoon. So I'm not sure, there if which.
I mean, either way, it's awesome.
Yeah. Okay, Garrett. Hey, Will, remember you're doing the push-up challenge with me and Jeff from Diz Our Dream, 100 per day.
Sure, I can get in on that.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, you're working. Yeah, he's working out, Garrett. So that'd be great.
Yeah, I'm 100% on board with that. Yeah, the guy that lives at the end of the street, my buddy Garrett, coincidentally, my buddy Garrett and I have been working out, for he's a firefighter, so he's been working out for a while now. But I hopped in, I guess, closing in on 2 months ago now, and have been working out with him, and I mean it's paying off. I sleep a lot better, and
family. Okay, thanks for being here.
Have less of those aches and pains and everything that you kind of get before, just whenever you get to sitting around and not being very active. So, I'm 100% on board with doing 100 push-ups a day. I'll hop in on that for sure. But
that'll work.
But having fun. Yeah, I'm actually pretty sore from yesterday's workout. So anyway, I digress. Welcome in, Griswold Family Vacay. Glad to have you. It's good to see you again.
Thanks for dropping in with us. We appreciate it. We're talking about Epcot and how much we love Epcot. On a personal note, I cannot take enough pictures of Spaceship Earth. And I don't think you can take a bad picture of Spaceship Earth.
I think you'd be hard pressed. It's just kind of captivating, like visually.
It is. It's really wonderful. And I'll have to look. I'll have to do a little more. Hopefully, have some more information about the fact that it was designed with the help of science fiction writer Ray Bradbury. That it's really captivating to me. I'm going to have to look into that more. That is too cool. And the nighttime show, Epcot Forever, replaced Illuminations. Illuminations had run for 20 plus years?
It run for a long time. As long as I can remember. And so, I mean, it's run for a good. I mean, it had a great run. It was a great show. It was really top notch. I mean, it was Dad's favorite nighttime show.
Oh yeah.
So,
it was. Well, it was Epcot Forever was, if I'm not mistaken, all new, or not all new, but all original score. And so it was really amazing. It was really the music for that. If you go back, and of course a lot of it you can find it on YouTube or whatever, but it is poignant. It's very moving. So, and the big globe that they used, that they moved, that they used as a like a TV screen sort of that went along with the show, was the largest of its kind. It had the largest projection screens of it. Well, that globe was just unique.
Yeah,
it was totally unique. So that was really always fascinating to me when I watched Illuminations. I thought about that.
Yeah, they're gonna have to come up with something really good whenever they move on to the next nighttime show.
They are, Epcot Forever is good. It's a nighttime show. It's a temporary show. Yeah. So and I don't think now, of course, with the COVID-19 thing, it may push everything back, but I don't think Epcot Forever was to go too far, past this year. So we'll have to see. That's okay, Garrett. Let's see.
Epcot opened back in 1982, and it's spans 305 acres. I'm wondering, if our sources updated, because it seems like, I wonder if that's official park size or if that's just the amount of land it's on. Because I was thinking about like the Guardians coaster and some of the additions that they're making to the park, which we'll talk about here in a bit. If that encompassed that as well, but it's more than twice the size of the Magic Kingdom, which is pretty mind-boggling when you think about it.
Well, I'll tell you, this is when I really realized how big Epcot actually is when you are in the UK and you have a fast pass for Mission Space in half an hour.
Yeah.
That's when I realized how big. Listen, I think we actually made it. I mean, I was with Dad. Were you with us? Were you with us?
I can't remember.
Oh my God. And my husband is we call him G.I. Jeff in the parks. He just he's almost OCD about, we have to do this, we have to do this, we have to do this. And we had a fast pass for Mission Space, and we were like on the other side of the World Showcase. It was nuts. And by the time we made it, I was dead. I mean, it was not worth it. I thought to myself, if this ever happens again, you're just going to skip that fast pass.
Yeah.
It was bad. Wait, you were with us for that? You were with us for that?
I can't remember. It's not sticking out in my memory.
Oh gosh!
I couldn't tell you.
Oh man, yeah, y'all may have been doing something else. It might have just been Dad. But oh my gosh, never again, never again.
Oh me!
It was totally not worth it. I agree. You guys need to spend more time Griswold family vacay when you go back to Epcot. Epcot is one that I fear people walk, through Future World. They kind of look and they go, okay. Then they go into the World Showcase and they just make the circle without ever really, going into any of those wonderful pavilions. And really, there's so much in each one of those pavilions. Sometimes it's kind of hard to find. Some of the really cool stuff is tucked away, and you really kind of have to look for it or ask a cast member. But
it's the truth.
But there's food. There's food. From each country that you can try. There's just so much there, and I just love. Now, as I said, Dad. Okay, when we go to Disney World, we usually plan, our days, and then on the last day we kind of save that. And everybody kind of on the last day, everybody goes to the park that they want to go to.
Yeah.
Like if goes to your favorite park. If you didn't, if you love Epcot, you go to Epcot. We usually go back to Magic Kingdom. Dad always goes to Epcot.
Yeah.
And because I think he over the years has developed a real appreciation for what's there.
Yeah. And
it really, Epcot, in the last few years has really grown on me as well.
Yeah.
I'll have to say.
I think part of it too is that Paul loved Epcot also.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And your grandfather was in the military and spent a lot of time in Germany. And so when he was with us, especially, he always took us to Biergarten to eat. Yeah. He always took us. And so there's some definite nostalgia there for Dad, because we spent, it was Pa's favorite. It was, and Germany was his favorite pavilion.
Yeah, I can remember going to that restaurant, Biergarten, there in Germany with Pa on a previous vacation. I can remember that pretty vividly.
Yeah.
It was funny too because you get older and your taste kind of change and everything.
Hey, really creative travel.
You're less.
Thanks for coming in.
you're more willing to try different foods and stuff. I can remember going then. I'm like, it's a bunch of meat, and it's like, but it's like weird looking, or they put other stuff in it, and so anyway, it's funny, because I was like, man, why do we have to eat here? Like, but I thought the show was really neat, and I thought, the ambiance was super
Oh
cool.
yeah, the show was fantastic.
But whatever we went and did that, ate there with Paul for the first time. I was like, man, seriously. And it's like there's all these other places. Yeah, zero appreciation. So I will say, as I've gotten older, have more appreciation for the Germany restaurant.
Well,
Biergarten.
in your defense, the first time you went, you were probably 3.
Yeah.
So, older and wiser, probably.
Yeah.
But yeah, I will have to say, now we're going to talk about some of our favorite foods. I will have to say, I think that buffet at Biergarten, and it's by far the best dinner in a show for your money in Epcot. It's by far the best. But to me, the best thing on that buffet is the mac and cheese.
Oh, really?
Oh my gosh. The mac and cheese on that buffet. There's also a potato and cheese.
Yeah. I had that. That one sticks out.
We're seeing a theme here, and cheese. Oh my gosh. Fantastic, guys. Try it. It's like a bake. It's like a mac and cheese bake, and they like have it sliced off in squares. Oh my gosh. Just get it. It's fantastic. So
and neat. Yeah. So that's a great place to eat. So we talked about it earlier. There's lots and lots of construction going on, lots of updates being made to Epcot. What are some of the changes you can think of?
Okay. Well, are you talking about like current changes? Well,
yes.
I'll tell you the one that I really, and we're going to have to speed up here because we've got so much to get to.
Yeah.
But the one that really, two things really got me that I really hated to see go. And one was Illuminations.
Yeah.
And that wonderful globe that they used, because that was proprietary tech and they invented it.
Yeah.
For that show. And it was utterly and completely wonderful. If you want to take the time to go look up and read on that sphere, it was amazing. The other thing that I really hated to see go was the Fountain of Nations.
Yeah.
The Fountain of Nations was incredible. The music there, I used to just go and stand there as long as I could to listen to the music. Mm-hmm. There was some music that played only at the Fountain of Nations, and it was incredible. So those were two that
it was really neat. Now, did it have water from each of the different countries around the World Showcase?
Thanks for dropping in. It's good to see you.
Welcome in.
Do what, William?
Now, did that fountain have water from each of the different nations that are represented in the World Showcase in it?
I want to say it did. That sounds familiar to me.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I wasn't sure if I was mixing that up with It's a Small World or if it was the Fountain of Nations.
Say it. Okay. We have to do a little.
We'll have to look that one up.
But that sounded familiar to me. Does anybody in the chat know about that one? The Fountain of Nations. Somebody in the chat maybe know about that. Johnny's Journey. So good to see you. Thanks for dropping in, guys. We really appreciate everybody in the chat.
Yeah, Garrett at Monarch Moments had asked about the Biergarten in the Germany Pavilion. Yes, there is a show that they do.
Yes. It's wonderful. What are those big long horns that
I
should have looked it up.
Yeah.
I'll have to say, guys, those horns that they play are unique. Where else you can hear that?
The musicians are fantastic.
Yeah. Yeah, that show is one that I guess in order to see it played, you would have to go to Germany.
Yeah,
Would you?
yeah, yeah. I mean, I guess so. Unless you maybe you could find like some sort of like maybe like Oktoberfest performance or something, or some sort of festival. Maybe you might be able to experience that. But yeah, I mean, outside of that, you probably have to go to Germany.
Pretty amazing. So yeah, that's so Biergarten. I guess we're kind of into, that I guess would be one of my favorite restaurants. So we'll get into that in just a second. But yeah, that because of the nostalgia, I know that normally Biergarten doesn't rank really high on food, which I really kind of don't understand because we've been there a lot, and the buffet is always delicious. You can always find something on that buffet that you like. If you have, if you have picky eaters, go with the mac and cheese.
Yeah.
Kids, go with the mac and cheese. If you have more adventurous eaters, go with some of the more ethnic, German foods on that buffet. But it's always good. Yeah, Biergarten. Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm sorry.
It's spelled differently.
Yeah, it's Biergarten. Yeah, it's a Biergarten. Biergarten. Otherwise known as Beer Garden. Yes, probably. Yeah. But let's see. Yeah, we've got some other things happening. Let's go over that right quick that are changes at Epcot.
Yeah. So yeah, there's the Future World Transformation. Just the little quote that we had grabbed was the Epcot will be unified with 4 neighborhoods that each speak to important aspects of the world and its people: the World Showcase, World Celebration, World Nature, and World Discovery.
Yeah. So World Showcase is going to remain. And then what's now Future World will be divided into 3 separate, those 3 separate areas, I guess, is how they're going to. And really, it needed an update. It did. It was time for an update.
Yeah. Some other things coming to the updates coming to Epcot include Remy's Ratatouille Adventure.
Mm-hmm.
Which will be in the France Pavilion.
Yes. And that ride is currently in Disneyland Paris.
Yeah.
And uses the trackless technology like we see with Rise of Resistance. And everybody that has ridden that says it's great. So we're looking forward to that.
I'm really excited about it.
Oh, yeah. I'm very excited about that one. Also in the France Pavilion, Bistro Chez Remy is coming. And again, that gets really amazing reviews for everybody who has eaten there at Disneyland Paris. So that's a good one.
And also we have the Mary Poppins ride that is going to be coming to the UK Pavilion. So looking forward to that one. Very interested, because I was trying to think of, Mary Poppins rides or anything, in the parks related to Mary Poppins. And the first thing that popped into my head was the Mary Poppins scene in the Great American Movie Ride, which is obviously, since been closed and, as Mickey's Runaway. Yeah.
R.I.P. Great movie ride.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that I don't know of any other Mary Poppins rides in any of the international parks.
Yeah.
So that one's going to be unique, right?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really interested to see. I haven't heard much about type of ride or even the name that they've picked for it yet. So I'm very intrigued to see what they do with it.
Yeah. Now the ETA on that was summer of 2020, but who knows? Now what we're looking at. I know they were going to try to get it open in the summer. I think a lot of what they were doing, they were going to try to open in 2020 during the 50th, so that they, which would really have been cool if you think about it, with all of these different wonderful rides opening and restaurants opening and that kind of thing on their 50th. During the 50th anniversary, as if the 50th anniversary itself would not have drawn enough crowds. But so we'll see, with, Disney can do it if anybody can do it. Pam's fam. People are now debating the park's actually opening or pushing it back because cases are spiking in Florida. We haven't heard anything about Disney changing the dates again. I'm thinking, what's happening here in Texas on that is the cases are spiking in Texas because we're testing more people. The tests are readily available. I think it's just a website you go to get tested. And so as of course, if you're testing more for it, you're going to have more cases, because I think a lot of people had it and were just unaware, asymptomatic or whatever. So that could be what's going on in Florida. But I haven't heard anything, Pam's fam, about them pushing it back. So,
we're still a ways out too.
Well, we are a ways out. Plus, Disneyland just announced that they're going to be opening almost in conjunction with Walt Disney World. So, but we keep a pretty close eye on that kind of thing. So we'll see. Johnny's Journey. You have a grandbaby on the way? Oh my goodness. Are you just wishing for a grandbaby or actually have one on the way? We have grandchildren are the best. So I'm excited for you. You've got one on the way.
Rayleigh Creative Travel, hopefully I pronounced that right, says, wife and I are currently looking, let's see, we got Disney annual passes, or they're anxious for it to reopen. They have a trip planned in September. We also had a trip planned in September, and we were going with two other families, me and my wife and our son, my wife Jillian, who's not on the stream tonight, but we were planning on going in September, and it's since been tabled. The other two families for sure are not going. We haven't officially canceled our reservation yet, but we're likely going to be doing it here pretty soon. So it's a bummer, but I would hate to go, and pay full price for and not get, the full experience. So yeah.
Yeah. Oh, so now, do you guys have? You said you have a trip planned in September. So you guys are still planning on taking that, I guess. That's the thing. People are, people with reservations, current reservations, are trying to figure out, do we go ahead and go? Do we wait? Reschedule? So you guys are planning on going ahead in September. A lot can happen between now and September. So, holding out hope for you.
Yeah. But yeah,
I feel like I'm missing chat, guys. You guys are great in the chat. I love to see those conversations going on in the chat.
Yeah. So more things coming to Epcot: the Guardians of the Galaxy Cosmic Rewind roller coaster. Very excited to see what they do with that. Very excited. Yeah, that is going to be. I hope that we can go for when that opens. That we can be there for that. I would love to. That would be amazing. And vlog that. We'll have to keep our eyes open for, the opening date. Everything's up in the air right now, but we'll definitely keep our eyes open for that. Disney's pretty good about announcing those opening dates several months ahead, so we may have time to time to make travel plans and be there and vlog that. I would love to do that. The other one, of course, is Tron, that I'd love to be there for the opening. Johnny's Journey said, no, waiting for one of my 4 kids to get busy. Well, our kids finally got busy, and we have 3 girls and 1 boy. And I can tell you, there's nothing like them. So
Hey, is that Jeff? Desert Dream. Hey.
Yeah, welcome in. Yeah,
Thanks for
Rayleigh
dropping
Creative
in, guys.
Travel said that they had a trip planned May 4th that got canceled. That is a real bummer, especially to have planned to go for, and be there for May 4th.
Yeah.
That's obviously
Oh,
a big Star Wars date.
that is a bummer.
Yeah.
That is a bummer.
But actually, the next thing that we're going to talk about is the Space 220 restaurant. I was going to mention the Living Water Moana attraction as well, where guests get to interact with living water in a nature setting. So, curious about that one. But yeah, Rayleigh Creative Travel had mentioned that looking for the Space 220 restaurant to open, and says that guests will dine in a 350-seat spaceship themed dining room, and simulations on the digital screens will give guests the sense that they are actually traveling to the International Space Station. So really excited about this one. Curious to know what kind of progress they were able to make, obviously construction wise with everything going on related to the virus. And so curious to, I'm very curious to know, what kind of progress they've made on that Space 220 restaurant. Yeah, so we're excited about that one too.
And man, the description on that looks so cool. Apparently, it of course my words are not coming to me. It gives you the perspective of traveling to the International Space Station.
Yeah, sounds awesome.
It looks, the concept art and the descriptions look amazing. It will be packed, another one that it's real difficult to get an ADR for, I'm sure. So, but yeah, we're looking really forward to that one as well.
So that brings us, that pretty well covers everything that we could think of that's coming to Epcot. Looking forward to all of these new attractions and new restaurants. Super excited about them. But we've talked about it, and we are going to run through some of our top 5 favorite things for Epcot. So we'll start off with favorite pavilions.
Yeah, you guys think about these. Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Griswold Family Vacay, sharing out the stream at WDW. We've got, I made my list and William made his list. But the thing is, this one is not, these lists for Epcot are really harder somehow than some of the other parks for me. I don't know why that is. Maybe it's because there's just so much in Epcot that
it's different experiences. It's hard. It's hard to say, well, I prefer this over this pavilion over the other pavilion. Whenever there's so many cool things about the other pavilion too, you feel like you're leaving them out. So it's tough to go through and do a power ranking of the pavilions. We're going to talk about restaurants or foods and rides and attractions too. So, what I guess we'll start off with in the chat. What is your favorite pavilion at Epcot? Do you have a favorite pavilion? But we're going to run through. Mom's got her list. I'll let her go first on her favorite pavilions. Starting.
I do. I've got
top 5 out of the 11.
Okay, and this, I love the American experience.
Yeah,
I do.
Just as a refresher, there are 11 countries: Mexico, Norway, China, Germany, Italy, the USA, Japan, Morocco, France, the UK, and Canada. So think about, if there's a specific pavilion that sticks out in your mind that you really like, let us know in the chat. We've already got a response from Diz Our Dream. It says Mexico. Yeah. Mexico is a really neat pavilion.
Yeah, I personally love the American experience. The show at the American experience is wonderful, and I feel like Walt Disney World gets visitors from all different countries all the time, and I love that show is there to let people who are unfamiliar with our country know how proud we are of our country's history and heritage. it makes me so proud. It just makes my heart swell with pride to watch that show, and I totally love it. So that's one thing. The other thing that I really love,
Completely unbiased.
yes,
number
totally,
number one, number one on Mom's list. The USA Pavilion.
There you go.
Completely unbiased.
Right.
Uh,
And to the Voices of Liberty. If you've never heard that a cappella group, they're usually dressed in period, in like colonial costumes. Just beautiful, especially at Christmas. Voices of Liberty. If you haven't heard them, make it a point because it is definitely worth your time. Yeah. Griswold Family Vacay. I got an amen. I'm a social studies teacher. That is so cool.
There's a barbecue restaurant there at the American Pavilion now, isn't there? Themed after Sam the Eagle and the Muppets.
Oh yeah, well, and I'm so glad that the American Pavilion now has a barbecue restaurant.
Yeah,
with Sam the Eagle as the proprietor.
I
love it.
We like to eat at certain places when we go back to the parks. We've got our favorites, but we're just going to have to try the Sam the Eagle barbecue joint because we're in Texas. There's lots of good barbecue places in the South. There's close to us. There's Heart 8 Barbecue, which I mean, when you walk over there and they got these giant grills and they just got all the meat cooking right there. You just ask them tell them what you want, and they pull it right off.
Yeah.
So we have high standards for barbecue.
We do. We really do.
So very interested to see how how the Sam the Eagle restaurant ranks the next time that we go to Epcot.
And by the way, guys, a lot of you probably were in Dole Whip Dad's Jeff Bates stream the other morning. He's talking about maybe putting together a barbecue collab where all of us, like we have so many people, who are from Tennessee. We've got, Griswold Family Vacay, you're in Oklahoma. We've got people from all over the country, and barbecue in different parts of the country is different.
Yeah.
And so
even the sauce is different as well. So
the sauce is different, dry rub versus sweet versus, vinegar.
Spicy or vinegary. Yeah, exactly.
So, So if you're interested in maybe getting in on that barbecue and basically what you would do is you can either make your own, at home and do a vlog on it, or you can go to your favorite restaurant in your area and do a vlog on it. And then we're just going to put it together. Everybody's going to do a collab. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to give Jeff a plug for that. It's Dole Whip Dad, and his email address is dolewhipdad@gmail.com. So email him if you're interested in getting in on that.
We need to drop that into the chat if you can, Mom, spelled out, because it's Dole Whipped Dad, isn't it?
For his email.
Oh, I was thinking of his channel. How to spell it.
Yeah, now it's
Dole Whipped Dad.
It's his Facebook Whipped, but for his email address, I think it's just dolewhipdad@gmail.com. So, like I said, if any of you guys are interested, South Carolina here, absolutely.
That's some good. Yeah, I've had some South Carolina barbecue sauce.
Yeah,
it's good.
So email him about that if y'all are interested. That was just like a little side note there to get in on that. Let's see. We were talking about my number one is the American
track.
Experience.
Yeah. All right.
So what's your number one, William?
This stream is not sponsored by Sam the Eagle, and I'm completely unbiased as well. But I'm gonna have to put good old America at number one on my Pavilion list too. Completely unbiased.
Yes. We're not paid. We're not paid. For any of these. No paid endorsements.
Yeah.
But,
and for time's sake, same reasons that you shared. It's wonderful.
Yeah. It's home. Home sweet home.
Yeah.
So,
Number two.
Yeah. Now I've got my number 2 is Biergarten at the Germany Pavilion.
Now that the Germany Pavilion is your number 2 on favorite pavilions.
Yeah. Make sure you tell Jeff Bates, go Dodgers. Right? Number 2. Yeah, my number 2 pavilion is going to be. Well, I've got my.
You moved on to the next list.
I did. I moved on to. No, my number 2 pavilion is going to be the UK.
All right.
And I love the UK. Well, number 1 because they have so much tea, right? I love the look of the UK pavilion. I love the feel. I love Britain. I have never traveled to Britain. I've been through Britain on my way to Africa, but I would love to travel there. So some of y'all in chat have probably traveled there. J&N Travels. Thanks so much.
Welcome in. So glad you caught us live.
I really appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate all those watching the anybody that watches the replays or manages to catch us live too. Definitely appreciative of the support and encouragement. So thank you so much. Glad you're here with us live tonight, Jane.
Thanks so much. We appreciate it.
Disney Dream says Italy. So I believe they had Mexico first and then Italy. So that's another good option.
Yeah. And I've got Italy's my number 3.
Okay.
Italy's is my number 3.
So my number 2. So I will say this. I need to walk to the right side of the World Showcase because on the last few trips I've taken to Epcot, it seems like every time I walk towards the left, I hit Mexico. Yep. And we usually eat at China, the Nine Dragons for lunch. And you will work our way all the way around to about the midpoint of the World Showcase, and it seems like we just fall into the same, or at least me and Jillian fall into the same trap each time of walking to the left side of the World Showcase and completely ignoring like half of the World Showcase. So my list is highly biased towards the pavilions on the left side of the World Showcase. Yeah. So next time we go, we have to go. Walk towards the right.
To the right.
Don't fall into the trap. To the left. Jillian and I have got to go to the right side of the World Showcase to give all those pavilions their due and stop being so biased of all the World Showcase pavilions to the left side as you walk up to the World Showcase. So my number 2, all that being said, my number 2, I am going to say is China. Because I have been, I've been to China. I've been to several. I took a 10-day trip to China with my college, the College of Business there at my university, and so I will say I think China is number 2. And as we talked about earlier, I think people are very bad about just kind of walking the path around the World Showcase and not getting back into the buildings and stuff. The architecture is great in the Chinese pavilion, but if you walk back into that area, you can see the I hope they're still there, that they had at one point they had the model scale versions of the Terracotta Warriors, which I've seen in person. But they had all sorts of other neat things in the little exhibits in the China Pavilion. So,
well, and I'll have to say on the China Pavilion, most beautiful pavilion, China Pavilion is gorgeous, guys.
Yeah, the architecture is fantastic.
Yeah.
So that and the Nine Dragons, that's mine and Jillian. Me and Jillian, my wife, think all the time about the Nine Dragons restaurant. And if we could just hop on a plane and eat there.
Yeah,
I know it sometimes.
We like it.
it doesn't get great reviews. It seems like for whatever reason. I want to say even Disney Food Blog. It was originally on their places like not to eat, but I want to say that they came around on it recently a little bit. So you give it a shot if you never tried it before. But China's number 2 on my list.
They have, and I love the Nine Dragons there too. And I always, the thing about the Nine Dragons is it's always fresh. We always get fantastic service, and it's very reasonably priced.
Yeah.
So
I always get the Nine Dragons fried rice, and then I like the let's see, the pot stickers were good. Yeah.
The sauces are great.
Mm-hmm.
The sauces are wonderful. Definitely. Yeah. But so.
And Jillian usually gets the sesame chicken with white rice and a spring roll, and she really enjoys that too. We just kind of share. We just kind of pick off of each other's plates so we can try multiple things. So it's great. China's my number 2 pavilion, I would say, at Epcot in the World Showcase. What about number 3 for you, Mom?
3 for me is going to be Japan.
Japan. Another great architectural pavilion.
Mm-hmm.
I've eaten at the grill. I had to look up the name of the restaurant, but I've eaten at the grill there. It's hibachi style. They've got the big grills and put on a show. And moving the rice around and doing the little onion volcano or train. But I mean, granted, it's been. I hate to say it, but it's been almost. It has been almost. I'm guessing maybe like 11 years since I've been. Actually, the first and only time that I ate at that restaurant there in China, that hibachi style restaurant, was with my best friend Clay and his family. And we just had a great time. Yeah. Tepanito. Yeah. It was great. Also a very cool pavilion.
Pam's fam closed her Chinese restaurant. Had the best General Tso's chicken. We actually are really good friends with a local couple who owns our Chinese restaurant, the China Cafe, and they are fantastic people. Our son is best friends with their son. They're about the same age. They've been best friends since they were 6 or 7 years old, and they're both now in college. So we really love our local Chinese restaurant too, and we love the folks that run it. The Woos are fantastic people, but. I'm sorry you lost your restaurant. That's a bummer. But Tepanetto, Jeff, that's the name, right? Of the
yes, it is.
Yeah, that's the.
Thanks for the assist.
Great. Let's see. We better move on to. We better just move on to food. You think?
We could run through it I guess just quick and name off the others in our top 5 on pavilions.
Okay, number 4. Okay, so
you said Japan for number 3 for you.
Let's see. Yeah, no. Italy.
Italy. Okay, sorry.
Japan is number 4, and number 5 is going to be China.
Okay. So let's see. I said USA is number 1. China is number 2. Number 3, I will say, let's see. I would say Germany. And then number 4, I'll go with Norway. And number 5, I'd say Mexico. But like I said, my list is highly biased because it seems like the last several trips that we've taken to Epcot, we've always walked toward the left side of the World Showcase. So I've got to walk towards the right side of the World Showcase. Give those their pavilions their due. And so, yes, my list is highly biased. But anyway, I love them. So looking forward to the next trip, checking out the right side of the World Showcase.
Right. Let's see. Okay, we're going to
Foods.
food now. So food, I put my number one as Nine Dragons.
Yeah.
My number one restaurant is Nine Dragons. Again, I know it doesn't get a whole lot of love, but we've never been disappointed there. We've eaten there a lot, and they even, for your birthday when we were there for Christmas, they brought you that wonderful card, and it was a cupcake. I'm trying to think.
Yeah, it was great.
So yeah, it's really, and the card was really cool because a lot of the staff had signed the card, so that was just a little neat, little extra sprinkling of pixie dust from the Nine Dragons for that day. What's your number one?
Foods. Well, I'm a sucker for hibachi style food, and so I guess I'll say teppanyaki. I may have mispronounced it, but that's probably number one. I'll say number two is the Nine Dragons. We love that one a lot. Number three, I would say, is probably the Biergarten there in the Germany Pavilion, and number four, I guess. Actually, I'll have a write-in on number four. I'll give a plug to the. I had this here for show and tell, but I'll give a plug to the Food and Wine Festival.
Oh, there you go.
From where
this is talked about the festivals.
Yeah, this is the Elsa and Anna pin from the Food and Wine Festival, 2016. So
cool.
So yeah, I'll do a write-in and say the Food and Wine Festival because my wife and I really enjoyed that. And then number five, I'll say, I guess, Via Napoli. So yeah, that's my five. See, that's the tough thing is that, we grow so infrequently that, we've got our favorites and we keep eating, primarily at the same places. So we've got to branch out and try some more food. In the chat, what are some of your favorite restaurants to eat at in Epcot? Do you have any favorites?
Yeah. What do you guys like?
We'll have to try the Ratatouille restaurant whenever it opens.
Definitely. Yeah. Oh yeah. Pam's fam. The Morocco Pavilion is absolutely wonderful. And there's like a little, I don't know if you call it a museum or what, but if so many people don't know that's there because the door that it's behind is very ornate and it looks like it's actually part of the facade and people don't know that it's an actual door. So it's like, and it's kind of towards the back and it's on the left-hand side as you go in, but yeah, so don't miss that.
It's really cool.
And of course the Morocco Pavilion, the king, I guess you'd call him, of Morocco, actually sent his own artists and architects to Epcot to design that. So everything that you see in Morocco is authentic. It's that's how wonderful that pavilion is. It was the king actually sent his own people to design and do that. So all of those wonderful mosaics, it's incredible.
Yeah.
It's
great.
It really is. So
let's see.
The restaurant Marrakesh gets kind of mixed reviews. We haven't tried it, so
I have to give it a go sometime. Our Dream says Via Napoli and Tepanito for favorite restaurants. So you said Nine Dragons from number one. What are the other restaurants on your list?
So I've got Nine Dragons. I've got Biergarten in Germany as number two. My number three actually is Rose and Crown.
Neat.
I totally love Rose and Crown. I went there. I was there this past September and had just the fish and chips. Had the most wonderful discussion with the waitress there. The CM who waited on me was so sweet. Rose and Crown is my number three. My number four is going to be La Hacienda de San Angel, and that one I have only had an appetizer at. I have never had a full-blown meal there. But that, because again, if you guys are not familiar with Disney Food Blog, most of us are, because they pretty much changed how we eat in Walt Disney World. that's definitely one to try. And then my number 5 is going to be Sunshine Seasons Bakery.
Huh.
Yeah, listen, guys. If you have not been to Sunshine Seasons, there is nothing bad in that case. So just eeny, meeny, miny, mo, pick something, and it's fantastic.
That's
They
neat.
have
And where is that?
Sunshine Seasons is in the Living with the Land Pavilion.
Okay.
And what is the restaurant that's there that's so good? I can't believe. What's the name of the restaurant that's there that's so good? It's one of the best character meals on.
If you hadn't asked me, I could have told you.
Yeah, I know it. It's the one that rotates. Help us out, guys, in the stream. What is the name of the really good restaurant that's there? The one that rotates around Living with the Land. Garden Grill. There you go.
Bingo.
Jeff for the win.
On fire.
Thanks. Yeah.
You're helping us out.
Helping us out tonight, Jeff. We appreciate it. Yeah, that is absolutely wonderful. Did I see that? I feel like we're missing some of the chat. And not Danny.
Yeah, thanks everybody for hopping in.
Thanks for coming in.
Thank
we
you.
Really appreciate it, guys.
Great to have you, Rayleigh Creative Travel. Great to have you again this week, Griswold Family Vacay. Appreciate the support. Thanks for pointing people our way too. Definitely appreciate it.
Yeah, we appreciate it. And we'll go over favorite rides, and I guess that's going to be it.
Yeah, close down the show for this week.
Favorite rides and attractions. It goes so fast, and we can talk about it.
Yeah. I think everybody in the stream's like that too.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. My number 1 for rides and attractions is Test Track.
Yeah.
I love Test Track. I know that a lot of people think that the theming is horrible, but I love Test Track. But I like cars, so that's me. And they changed it up a little bit. They got rid of the crash dummies, guys. So come on, give Test Track some love.
Yeah. I was gonna say, it's my number 1 also. Show and tell once again. The little Test Track vehicle presented by Chevrolet. Bought that last time we made a trip out there, and so I worked for GM Financial, who is the financial arm of General Motors, and so I had to support the brand. So anyway, we'll have to talk about it sometime. We've actually gone up to, there is a conference center that's above the Test Track ride that is exclusive to GM employees and retirees. So we'll have to tell you talk about it sometime on the stream about getting to go up there, getting our complimentary fast pass, and enjoying refreshments, trading on the pin board. The workers that are in that conference center are just sweet as sugar. They're so nice, take great care of you. They are top-notch customer service people. I mean, and so very nice, just very relaxing. Test Track's my number 1 as well. What else you got on your list, Mom? Okay,
my number 2 is Soarin'.
It's a good one.
Number 3 is Mission Space. And then I've got Frozen Ever After as number 4.
Okay. Did you have a number 5?
No, my number 5 is the Living with the Land ride. Where you go through and it's all the shows, takes you through all the gardens and the hydroponics area. I love that ride. I think that it's kind of a calm. It's just a nice ride through, and you get to see all those wonderful vegetables, some of which are served in the Garden Grill in Epcot. So I like that ride.
Yeah, it's a good one. Let's see. So Test Track was number 1 for me as well. Number 2, I'd say, is Mission Space. Number 3, I would say, is probably Frozen Ever After. It's really neat. It's newer to the list. Since they rethemed the old Norway ride.
Yeah, there's no way I'm going on that ever again.
but
Norway.
but anyway, yeah, I mean, I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, they've got more rides coming. So yeah, those three. Number 4, I would say probably the Finding Nemo ride, and then number 5. Trying to think. I guess Living with the Land, probably number 5 on my list as well. So, but really looking forward to the new rides that are opening up for sure.
Yeah, definitely. I had Jeff, there's a DVC lounge above the Imagination Pavilion.
Now, that's really cool. I had no idea.
Yeah, that's cool. No, I didn't know about that either. We're not DVC, obviously, but would love to look into that at some point. I know people that are really love it, and I feel like it's really, if you're gonna vacation, you're gonna go to Disney as much as we do, that it's a good deal. So I don't think they're selling right now, but they'll get back to it. So.
Yeah, I'd like to check that out too. One of my personal goals was to, eventually get the student loans knocked out, and then look at maybe becoming a Disney Vacation Club member. So we'll see what the future holds. But yeah, that's really neat to know.
Well, and an annual pass holder. Sometime, hopefully in the not too distant future, we're going to become annual pass holders, and that way. As much as we love Texas, and we do, guys, we love our home state. William was born here, is a native Texan. There's one problem with it, one really big problem. It's not close to either Disney park.
Yeah, smack dab in the middle.
So we have to put a lot of planning into our trips and either drive or fly. But we're really hoping that we can become annual pass holders pretty soon. And then we can catch that, cheap Southwest flight in, go in for a few days and enjoy the parks and, video vlog, get some content. So we're looking forward to that. But,
all right. I think that about covers it. We, like I said, we could talk all night about Epcot, but got to cut it off somewhere. So looking forward to the next week's stream. I don't think we've decided yet on which which Walt Disney World park we're going to cover, but
I'll make
we'll think about it
on that. We'll kind of think about it, and
check out last week. We talked about Animal Kingdom last week, so and talked about Epcot tonight. So looking forward to next week, talking about the next Walt Disney World park.
Yeah, we'll figure it out and let you guys know. Just before showtime, I checked some Disney news, and there are like 3 different things that have kind of been in the works today, in the news today about Disney. There is a rumor, have it on good authority, Disneyland Paris reopening to be announced on 6/22, June 22nd. They're going to announce when they will reopen Disneyland Paris. With limited capacity and hours, of course. So that'll be good to get that park reopened. There's a full list of new mobile dining check-in participating restaurants at Walt Disney World. And we are all about mobile ordering, mobile dining and check-in, guys. So
these are dream votes that we talk about Epcot again next week. I guess you're a little bit partial to Epcot, are you?
We could. Yeah, we totally could, Jeff. I as I said, that's always been my Jeff's favorite park, my husband Jeff's favorite park. And the older I get, the more I love it. Every time I step into it, I develop an even stronger appreciation for Epcot, truly.
And I just thought about it. I did a huge disservice to Spaceship Earth in my top 5 list. It's in there. I don't know why I was shooting from the hip and forgot about Spaceship Earth.
My goodness,
it's in my top 5. I can't believe I missed it. I'm appalled at myself right now.
What in the world? We forgot about. Now I love that ride. That ride, is either kind of a love it or hate it kind of thing. I love the Epcot ride.
Oh, it's great.
As a side note, a little good news, they decided to put the refurb off, and Spaceship Earth will open with Epcot on time.
Yeah, I think that was a good call.
I think it was a great call. I was really worried about that, about it not being open for the 50th. And that refurb was supposed to take, gosh, they said like 1 to 2 years. So, so they're going to put that off and open Spaceship Earth with Epcot when Walt Disney World opens. So I'm excited about that. The other bit of Disney news that I found was Adventures by Disney has canceled all trips through August. So we've never gone on one of those either, but they have canceled all of those through August. And again, I'm sure, they'll get all this back on track pretty soon.
All right. I think that about covers it. Yeah. Thanks everybody for joining us. Thanks to everybody that watches on after this video has posted. We couldn't be more appreciative. Loved all the chatter in the chat tonight. Thank you so much to everybody that hopped in and talked with us tonight.
I appreciate it.
Couldn't be more thankful for all the support.
Monarch Moments, Does Our Dream. Thanks so much, guys. We so appreciate you guys being in the chat. Griswold Family Vacay, I think they had to go. Raleigh, is it Raleigh or Rayleigh Creative Travel?
They didn't correct me, so I guess Rayleigh Creative Travel. We'll have to get clarification on that.
We'll have to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And all of these guys, all of these folks have great channels with fantastic Disney content. So check out everybody that's in the chat, all of their channels. We love you guys, and we so appreciate your support. This is a great family. This Disney community has been fantastic, and I hope to meet all of you at some point. Maybe we can do make one of those Disney YouTuber meetups. But we really appreciate it, guys. So.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Remember, there's a great, big, beautiful tomorrow shining at the end of every day, and we go live every Tuesday night at 9:00 Central Time. So check us out. Those that are that were new to the chat tonight, new to the stream tonight, thanks for the support. Hope to see you again next week. So it was a lot of fun talking tonight. Definitely appreciate it. Thanks to everybody that watches on the replay. Like, subscribe. We're on social media: Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube. Like, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications whenever we go live. But
Garrett's getting us a fun bus up to Disney. Hey, I'm on it. I am on it. I am there. Sounds good. Just let us know when and where.
Yeah.
That would be fantastic. We really do need to work on that. Maybe sometime in early 2021, things get back to normal. We can all do a meetup. I know Dole Whip Dad. Some of us have talked about it, so that would be so much fun.
Yeah.
Guys. So, because we feel like we know you already, and maybe we can meet up. Thanks.
Yeah. Let us know. Leave us a comment. We got a lot of comments in the stream tonight, but leave us a comment. If there's anything you'd like to hear us talk about on the stream, or would like to talk with us about on the stream. So we have an email too, the hitchhikingbones@gmail.com. I'd love to hear from you there as well. So once again, thanks everybody.
Thanks.
And hurry back. Thanks everyone.
Thanks guys.
Had a great time tonight.